Um, I've got some fun tools that I want to play around with today. So last week we did some kind of high intensity stuff. This week I want to slow it down a little bit and do some strength building, but from this place of bringing awareness to very specific parts of our body. And sometimes those movements can be very small. So it kind of ties in with this whole idea of sometimes we don't need to do that much. Sometimes it doesn't have to be that much input, that much effort. So I love these little loop bands. We're going to do some work with these loop bands today. And then I have these sliders, which are really a fun little tool.
I had forgotten
And
about those. I
oh
haven't seen those in a
yeah,
minute.
yeah. The sliders, they're an easy thing to replicate with if you don't have sliders. Paper plates are a good one to do for this. I'll also show it with a blanket. So a blanket can act as a little slippy surface if you're working on a hardwood floor. The thing that's great about the sliders is on one side it works on a carpet, and on the other side it works on a hardwood floor. So these are really fun little tools to have. So yeah, those are our props today that we'll be working with. Um, we're going to start down on our back. All right. So for now, clear your mat and have your loop band. Let's start with your loop band around your thighs. So you want your feet and knees to be hips distance apart. And you should already feel just a little bit of work in your outer hips. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Take a big inhale, breathe down into your lower belly. As you exhale, lift up through your pelvic floor. So these are your deep inside lower belly muscles, the muscles that you use to hold your pee, and pull your belly button to your spine. Inhale, let it go. So you're not pushing, but you're fully releasing all of your muscles. Exhale, pull it in and up. Keep going. Inhale, let it go. Exhale, pull it in. So keep your knees hips distance apart. Should continue to feel some work in your outer hips as you start to wake up and work pelvic floor, lower belly. Now inhale, let it go. As you exhale, lift your pelvic floor, tuck your tailbone, roll your hips all the way up. Keep your knees tracking out so you feel the work in your outer hips. Slowly lower your hips back down and lift your hips back up. Keep your neck and shoulders relaxed. So we're targeting hamstrings, back of your legs, and outer hips. It's a really small movement, but you can bring a lot of focus to the parts of your body that you want to work. So you can get a lot of work out of a small movement. Relax your toes. Fold your hips up. Tiny little pulses out with your knees. So we're burning out our outer hips. Keep your hips really still. Keep your neck and shoulders relaxed. Make sure you're breathing. And come down and rest at any point. So we're playing around with this edge of needing to rest versus hanging out with any discomfort. Lower your hips down and take the band away. Hug your knees into your chest. Easy rock side to side. Bring your hands behind your head, knees into tabletop, shins parallel with your mat. Take a big inhale to hold here. Engage and work pelvic floor, lower belly. Tap your right foot down on your mat. Use your lower belly to bring your knee back up, and other side. Keep your front ribs pulled in strong. You don't need to go fast on this. This is a really focused and isolated movement. So you're using your stomach, not your thighs, to pull your legs up. Hug your knees back into your chest, lower your head down. Bring your hands behind your thighs, rock yourself up. And let's go hands and knees for cat-cow. Grab a blanket if you want a little extra support. Make sure your knees are under your hips, wrists are under your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide, keep the insides of your elbows pointed in towards each other. As you inhale, reach your chest forward, lengthen your spine, lengthen your neck. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone, scoop your belly. Again, inhale, reach your chest forward, lengthen your neck. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, scoop your belly. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Come back to center and come down into child's pose. Spread your knees as wide as your mat. Big toes touch, hips on your heels. Come onto your fingertips. Release your forehead down to your mat. Take a big inhale. Breathe down into your lower belly. Feel your breath in your lower back. As you exhale, lengthen your hips back further. Walk your hands further forward. Do that again. Big inhale. And exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. Slowly press yourself up. All right, clear your blanket back off of your mat. Come down onto your belly. Bring your hands right next to your chest. squeeze your legs together. Feel your inner thighs turn on and work. Press the tops of your feet into your mat and press your pubic bone down so your lower back gets longer. As you inhale, lift your chest. Squeeze your hands back towards your hips like you're trying to drag your chest forward on your mat. And we're holding here and breathing. Lengthen your neck. You want to feel all of your little posture muscles working in your upper back. Keep your stomach really strong. Feel into where you can bring more work and where you can bring more ease. And release it down. Take your right arm out to the side, palm face down in line with your shoulder. Bring your right ear to your mat. Flip your left foot behind you. We're looking for a stretch across your chest and your shoulder. So you can keep your left hand here, or you can open your left arm up. You can also move your top arm around, maybe drop it behind your back. If this is too much to have your left leg behind you, you can bring your knee just up in front of you and work your arm this way. So again, it's a big chest opener. It's a big shoulder stretch. Go easy if you have any injuries. And come back around onto your belly and we'll change sides. Left arm out to the side, palm faces down, left ear to your mat. Flip your right foot behind you and open your right arm up. You can move this arm around. You can roll your wrist around, just go easy. Come back around onto your belly. Bring your hands next to your chest. Press yourself up. And let's take it into down dog. Spread your fingers wide. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. Start off with a good size bend in your knees. Reach your tailbone up to the crease in the ceiling. Release the back of your neck. Start to bend and straighten one knee and the other. And look up in between your hands, walk to the front of your mat, forward fold. Feet hips distance apart, keep a little bend in your knees. Grab opposite elbows or go hands on your thighs if you need some support. The floor feels too far away. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way out to come up. Take your time. Grab your right wrist at the top. Exhale, stretch to the left. Inhale, back up to center, switch your grip. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back up to center, release your arms, shake it out. All right, let's grab one of your sliders. This could also be a paper plate, or it could be a blanket. So I'm gonna show with the slider first, and then I'll show with a blanket. You'll want the slippy side down on the floor. Keep a little bend in your left knee, and you're running with your arms. So left arm forward, right arm back. As you extend your right leg back, bring your right arm forward, keep the little bend in your left knee, and then bring it back in. So it's a small movement, but you'll feel this work in the back of your left leg. And the more you tighten your stomach, you can pick up your pace and get heart rate up. Here we go. Find one spot in front of you to focus on and let yourself just be in the movement. Three, two, one. All right, let's change sides. Before we change sides, I just want to show you with the blanket underneath your slidey foot. So same setup, keep your right knee bent. Your left leg reaches back as you reach your left arm forward. Make sure you have some space, and then switch. So it's a little bit more to deal with the blanket, but it's a nice option if that's what you're working with. All right, here we go. So left leg reaches back, left arm reaches forward, and then bring it in. Make sure your standing leg is tracking right over the middle of your foot. You have a tendency to roll your knee in or out. Maybe take it a little slower so you can feel proper alignment in your standing leg. Keep your stomach really strong. All right, fold your mat over in half. And bring your slider out next to your mat. So we'll go, I'm gonna mirror you on this one. Left leg down, right foot on your slider. Take your hips back as you slide out to the side. Keep this knee tracking right over the middle of your foot. Make sure it's not pulling in or opening out. It's right over the center of your foot. Squeeze your inner thighs to pull back in. You're staying pitched over just a little bit the whole time, so you're not coming all the way back up to stand. There's a little lean that you're maintaining, so you can keep the work in your inner thighs. Here we go. Use your stomach. Keep your stomach really strong. Knee tracks right over the middle of your foot. Squeeze inner thighs to pull back in. You can keep your hands in prayer in front of your chest, or go hands on your hips, wherever you feel the most comfortable, and you can keep your chest open. 3, 2, 1. All right, flip it around, change sides. Here we go. Hips back, leg out. Squeeze inner thighs to pull it back in. Make sure your knee is right over the middle of your foot. Make sure your leg that's on the slider is going straight out to the side, that's not going back. All right. Grab your other slider and your band. Keep your mat folded in half. Come on down to sit with your hips right at the edge of your mat. Bring your band around your ankles. There's a little work in your outer hips. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Take a big inhale to lift your chest. As you exhale, scoop your belly, tuck your tailbone, lower back halfway. Lift from underneath your ribs to come back up and stop before you flip back on top of your sits bones. So you want to stay behind your sits bones for this. Big inhale. Exhale, lower back. Your hands are just here for support. You're not gripping, but you're just lightly touching. So you can use the band to help you keep your legs really strong as you work your stomach. Three, two, one. All right, get rid of your band. Come down to lay on your back. Heels on your sliders. You want to make sure your hips are right at the front edge of your mat. Feet and knees are hips distance apart. Lift your hips up. Slide your right foot out. Switch your feet. So we're working hamstrings and calves with this. Try to keep your hips up the whole time. If this does not feel good, this is a really good place to listen to your body. If this does not feel good, just go hips down and up like we did at the beginning. This is just an easy, low impact way to work hamstrings and backs of your legs and glutes. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Only go as far with your leg as you can pull it back in. All right, lower down. Come on back up to stand. You can get rid of your sliders. Unfold your mat. Grab your band. Bring your band around your ankles. All right, so this is a really small movement that requires a lot of focus and attention. So feet are in a squat, hands in prayer in front of your chest. Keep one leg pointed straight ahead. Open your other leg out to the side and bring it back in. So you're opening up into a squat and then bringing it back in. This standing leg is the one that's getting the work. So it has to stabilize as you open up, that it doesn't come with you. You don't want that knee to come with you. Here we go. Keep your stomach really strong. Reach your hips back. Keep the weight in your heels. Make sure you're not stepping back too far with this leg that's opening up. Three, two, one. All right, shake it out. Let's change sides. Hands back in prayer in front of your chest. Stabilize your other leg. Open it up. Bring it back in. There is no rush with this. The slower you go, the more isolated you can keep the movement. So you're getting the most out of the movement while not doing very much. You might find that there's one side that's a little trickier or requires more focus and attention than the other. Notice where you can relax a little bit more, shoulders, jaw. All right, get rid of that. Grab one of your sliders. Let's go back into little running man. So slider out next to your mat. And we'll set it up. Left foot down, right foot on your slider. Extend your right leg back, bring your right arm forward. Keep a little bend in your left knee and pull it in. Five, four, three, two, one, and shake it out. Let's change sides. Right foot down, left foot on your slider, little bend in your right knee. Extend your left leg back, bring your left arm forward, and switch. Big lift up through your stomach, pelvic floor is engaged. All right, get rid of that and come down onto your side. Okay, bring your bottom knee up in front of you in line with your hip, top arm out to the side. Sorry, bottom arm out to the side, top hand behind your head, lift your top leg up and you're crunching in. So it's a small movement, really squeezing your hip bone and your rib in towards each other. We're working obliques and waist. Three, two, 1. Okay, now reverse your legs, straighten your bottom leg out, bring your top leg in front of you, bring your bottom arm underneath your head. Lift your bottom leg up, tiny, tiny little circles. We're working inner thigh on this. Reverse. Tiny little circles.
Produce the kinds of negative results that certain people claim they produce.
Keep your stomach really strong. Three, 2, 1. All right, let's flip over, change sides. Okay, so we'll set it up. Bottom knee is bent out in front of you. Bottom arm out in line with your shoulder. Top leg up, top hand behind your head. Little crunch in and lower. So you want to make sure if you're feeling this too much in your top hip, keep your leg a little more still and have it just be about your upper body. Otherwise, if it feels okay, you can lower and lift your leg. You can also bring your bottom hand behind your head if you need a little more neck support. Three, 2, 1. All right, reverse your legs. Top leg up, bottom arm underneath your head. Lift your bottom leg, tiny little circles. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, press yourself up. And let's get into our hips. So grab onto your, I'm gonna mirror you on this one, grab onto your right ankle, left ankle, and then grab your right ankle and pull it on top. So this is a challenging hip opener. If your hips are really tight, I'll give you a modification. So if your hips are open, they're probably feeling pretty tight right now, but just ease yourself into it. If that is too much for you, grab a bolster or a couple of blocks and come into it with your knees stacking one on top of the other like you have to pee, and then gently come down to sit on your prop. So again, this can be a couple of blocks underneath your hips, could be a pillow underneath your hips and a couple of blankets. And we're holding and breathing. Relax your hip flexors. Slow your breath down. Relax your jaw. right, slowly unwind your legs. Take your legs out wide. They don't have to be super wide in order to feel this stretch. Bring your fingertips to either sides of your hips. Take a big inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, you can hold it here if this feels like enough of a stretch, or you can start to walk your hands forward, coming deeper into the stretch. A little rocking side to side feels good. Loosen up your inner thighs. Now take your right forearm and dig into your right thigh. Use your forearm like a little foam roller to dig into the muscles, especially down around your knee. Change sides. All right, use your hands to bring your legs back together. We'll change sides. Right leg on the bottom, left leg on the top. You can come into it by crisscrossing your legs. Grab your bolster if you need it, and then very gently come down to sit between your feet. You want to make sure both sits bones are flat on your mat. You can even lift up your right butt cheek, pull it out from underneath you. So both sits bones on your mat. Relax your hip flexors. Relax your jaw. Slowly come out of that. And let's set up for a final rest. If you have a bolster, I'm going to set us up with a yummy little restorative bolster pose. So grab your bolster and your blanket, bring it to the back of your mat. Your blanket is going to work as a little pillow at the back of your bolster. And then lay down on your bolster. You can take your arms out so you get a little stretch across the front of your chest. You can go bottoms of your feet together with your knees open. If you don't have a bolster, just come down flat on your back. Still go bottoms of your feet together with your knees open, and you can pick your hips up and lengthen your hips down so your lower back can rest on your mat. Take a big inhale, breathe all the way down into your lower belly. And exhale, let your body fully release and relax down on your mat. Do that one more time. Big inhale. And exhale. Stay connected to your body. Let yourself fully surrender on your body, on your mat, so that you can just be. Gently deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes, waking your body back up. Take a big inhale to reach your arms overhead. Stretch your legs out long, big full body stretch. Slowly roll to your right. And press yourself up to sit. Bring your hands to prayer in front of your chest and take an inhale. As you exhale, bow your chin to your chest, acknowledging your inner teacher. Namaste.